Hey there, thanks for joining me today. I'm Tress with PLA Pro. This is my lovely model, Michaela, and today we're going to be doing a TAD Pro lash application. So if you are a professional lash extension artist already, this is an additional service that you'll be able to add to your menu. So what these lashes are is they're actually segment lashes, and it's okay. I'm gonna get to why that's totally okay in a minute, but this is going to be a 20-minute-ish service that you can give somebody lashes for a full 7 days. Now, these lashes are different than other segment lashes out there because they are washable, and as lash artists, that's like the number one thing that we worry about. They are comfortable, they're not going to poke you, they are printed by a 3D printer. It is the only of its kind. Unlike other segment lashes that are glued together and typically have a really uncomfortable band that's going to be poking on the inside and on the outside, so when you close your eyes and you blink, you're gonna feel that on your inner and outer corner. These are one seamless piece all the way from the base all the way up through the lashes. They are a different compound called Lumafill, and this is something that's just never been seen before in our industry. So the application that I'm doing today is a service that you'll be able to offer in your shop or in your salon, and it is going to help you make more money and going to get you to a type of clientele that you can't currently service right now. Those are going to be clients that are impatient. Those are going to be clients that only want lashes for maybe 3 days to a week at a time, and will maybe go a few months in between applications, or those clients that want them for a special occasion or a long weekend or a vacation, and they're not going to keep getting consistent lash extensions. It's also perfect for those clients like myself who are sensitive to or allergic to eyelash extension adhesive. These are the best option for me to have lashes and wake up with them every single morning instead of strip lashes. So we just launched a new TAD Pro pack, and so instead of having these segment lashes all mapped out for you, this pack is going to come in lengths 8 through 14 with every length in between so that you as a professional lash artist can build a custom map for your client. There's no limitations here. In order for you to get the best, most thorough view of this, what I'm going to do is show you how I'm going to apply them from this perspective, and then we're going to do the second eye really close up so you can see exactly what we're doing and how we're attaching them to the natural lashes, so stay tuned for that. When offering these as a service with any kind of lash service you're ever going to do, from extensions to segment lashes, you want to make sure that you start with a clean palette. Her lashes are freshly cleansed, and I'm also going to prime them to make sure that it removes any residual residue or oils that might be on the lashes that might interfere with the attachment of this special adhesive we're using. So these are my TAD prep pads, and this is what they look like. I'm just going to use it along all of her lashes. We're not going to touch the skin at all with it. That's not necessary. And then I'm going to keep this on hand because this duals as something to wipe my tweezer on or my applicator on in case it gets any adhesive on it throughout the application process. So I'm going to ask my lovely client to go ahead and close her eyes, and then I am going to do this for her. So her eyes are closed. I'm going to ground myself on her head right here, and I'll typically use my thumb to just lift the lashes a little bit or lift the lid a little bit, and then I'm gonna go underneath the lashes, and I'm just going to make sure that they're all primed underneath. Perfect. Now that her lashes are all primed, and I'll do the other eye when I'm ready for that one, I'm going to set this aside, and again, keep it handy because we want to be able to wipe our tweezer on it if we get any excess adhesive on it. So today we determined that we want a natural looking lash map for Michaela, and that's what I'm going to do, and I created a custom map sizes 14 through 9 at the inner corners, and then we're gonna drop it down to a 12 on the outer corner as well. Now I have my Brilliant Bond adhesive, but you'll notice I also have a flock tipped micro swab that I'm going to use to apply it to her lashes to keep this service super cleanly and professional and all the things that it needs to be. Our TAD For You adhesive is going to look white when it comes out. It's going to be on a tiny little spoolie in the package, and we're not going to use that one. If you were using it on yourself and only yourself, go ahead and use that. But as a professional service, we're always going to use disposables. So the first thing I'll do is I'll take this micro swab. I'm going to saturate the entire tip of the micro swab with this adhesive, and this is going to be enough for me to do her entire eye. I'll cap that right away. We don't want any of this liquid gold drying out. All right, once I've applied this adhesive to your lashes, you are going to just look up and away and daydream as you look up at the corner of the room. And I'm going to apply adhesive to the segments while you're just looking up. So if you need to blink, keep it really light or kind of roll your eyes gently. The main thing we want to avoid is you closing your eyes completely or squinting your eyes, attaching those upper lashes to the lower. If that happens, the most important thing that you can do as the service provider is stay calm. None of this is permanent. If your client has downward growing lashes or downturned lashes or even long lashes that are really straight, the first thing you're going to want to do is use a lash curler to lift them up and out of the way. That's going to make sure that you only get the adhesive at the bottom half of the lashes. That's where you want it. We don't want to draw it all the way through the tips. My client already has somewhat lifted lashes, so I'm going to let them be how they are, and we're just going to apply this to the bottom half of her lashes. So think of it as the base next to the lid. We just don't want to get any glue on the lid. So I'll have you go ahead and keep your chin forward. Yep, and then look down towards your knees like we talked about before, and I'm going to use my micro swab, and I'm just going to touch it to the base of her lashes and wiggle it back and forth to distribute adhesive on the lower half of her lashes. Perfect. Go ahead and look up and away. Lovely. Now the way I want to hold these lashes is I want to pick them up all the way across all of the tips of the lashes and make sure that my applicator tip is going to be parallel to the base. That's going to make sure that you have a strong hold on it. When you apply them to the lashes, they're not going to twist or turn or move sideways. You will notice that the tips look a little crazy once you have them in between the tweezers or the applicators. Don't worry about it. Since these lashes are 3D printed, they will always come back to the form that they were printed in. They always bounce back. All right, go ahead and look down for me. Now I'm gonna hold her lid and I'm going to apply her outermost corner first. And I'm going to watch those little, I'm gonna watch that little microstructure go up in between her lashes, and I'm going to make sure that the segment is not touching her eyelid at all. So I applied it, and then I went back and I tapped it with just the tip of my applicator. Now I'm going to wipe that applicator on the prep pad like we discussed before. Go ahead and look at me. Lovely, we have our first segment done and it's gorgeous. All right, go ahead and look down again for me. Again, I'm going to lift. I'm going to place this right next to the other one. I'll watch those microstructure combs go right up in between her lashes. I'll place it there and I'll tap the natural lashes and the segment together gently. Go ahead and open. Wonderful. And then we'll just complete this process all the way across the eye. Some clients will need 5 segments, some will need 6, some may only need 4 depending on the size of their eyes. Today, I think we're using 6. Now, when I get to the inner corner, what I like to do is have her look down and then towards me for this eye or just towards her outer corner. That's going to elongate the inner corner of her eye and stretch it out a little bit so that I have easier access to those little inner corner lashes. Gorgeous. We have one more left, but so good. Right, again, look down, look towards me. I'm gonna lift your lid. Go ahead and look at me. And a full set goes on that fast. Okay, so this is the pristine seal. Now the sealant is the final step and one of the most important. This makes sure that your lashes are waterproof. It makes sure that you can wash them every day and keep them really hygienic and clean. And less is more when it comes to pristine seal. The best way to apply it is to actually apply the pristine seal to your applicator tool and then go squeeze all of the lashes together one last time. It's going to put the perfect amount on. You don't need to use it again after that. You don't need to have more than that, and you don't need to do it again the next day. So with a fresh, clean applicator tool or a freshly sanitized applicator tool, I am going to use the pristine seal. I'm gonna put it on the inside of the tips of the applicator. I'm gonna squish it together just to make sure that there isn't too much, it's not overflowing, and then I'll have you look down again. Now I'm going to use this applicator and I'm just gonna squeeze gently all the way across her lash line and make sure that it's applied to every one of those lashes. Gorgeous. Okay, look down again for me. Does that feel okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. If you close your eyes, do you feel any like poking or stinging or irritation?
No.
Nope, and she shouldn't, because they are far enough away from her lid with that microcomb sitting right next to it, but not on it, that this is gonna be the most comfortable set of lashes she's ever worn in her life. Here we have our final look. She is gorgeous. She has a perfect wispy set of lashes on that mimic a strip lash look. They are totally comfortable. They are totally beautiful. How do you feel?
Good.
Yeah? Do they feel great?
Yeah, they feel really good.
The entire application, without me talking through it in the beginning, literally probably took me less than 10 minutes. And once you are experienced at this, it goes so, so fast. I think the record amount of time I put a set of lashes on was under 60 seconds, and they were amazing. So these are your TAD lashes. Do you want to take a look at them?
Yeah. Oh, these are cute. I like these. Thank you.
Yeah, they're beautiful. We did put all 6 segments on her eyes because she has really elongated eyes, and these babies will last you for a week. Thank you so much for spending your time with me and joining us today to see how to apply TAD Pro lashes as a service in your beauty shop.